Hello to my fellow survivors. How are you guys doing today? I hope well. Welcome to another episode of Just Breathe Oracles. So, you guys, we're going to tap into. Well, we're going to do some energy reading today, you guys. Today is going to be a little different. I'm going to be doing another crime chat. I have one crime chat up on my channel right now. I tapped into. Crime chat on my channel is when I tap into the energy of women who have committed crimes, okay? So, like I've said before, I am a serious crime junkie. I love crime shows like Forensic Files, FBI Files, Force 48, all of it, okay? I like Cold Case Files, just anything files. I am a crime junkie, so I know a lot about crimes. So, sometimes I like to challenge myself and tap into the energy of, some different kind of people. So today's crime chat is going to be, this episode is going to be about a woman named Tiffany Moss. Okay. Tiffany Moss was a woman from Lawrenceville, Georgia. She was convicted of starving her 10-year-old stepdaughter to death. Tiffany married, her stepdaughter name was Imani Moss. Tiffany married Imani's father and had 2 children by him, and also took in his first child, Imani. Imani was described to be a very, very sweet, loving girl. She just wanted to make everybody happy, especially her parents. I'm not really sure exactly what happened. We're going to tap into the energy, but I'm not sure exactly what happened between Imani and Tiffany, but something definitely took a drastic turn. Tiffany's husband, which his name is Imani's father, was a very hardworking person. He was always at work. All he did was work. I believe things got really bad in the household when it became a one-income household due to Tiffany getting her license to be a teacher taken away because of charges of child abuse. Imani and Tiffany really didn't get along very well. There was always some tension between them, and I believe that Tiffany used a lot of physical force with Imani, and I don't know, I believe it may have gotten out of hand, because there was times when Imani actually would take it to authorities and pretty much tell that her stepmother was abusing her. So Tiffany did end up getting arrested for child abuse, and during that time they removed her license to be a preschool teacher. She was a preschool teacher, so she can no longer work as a preschool teacher. So I believe she took a lot of her anger out on Imani, because they were no longer a two-income household. Once she lost her license, all of the financial burden was on her husband, Iman. And even though Iman wasn't the one who killed his daughter, okay? But I believe that it seemed like they both had some type of resentment towards Imani because of her claims and what it caused to happen in the household. It was very, very, very sad situation, Let's tap into the energy of Tiffany, because I would like to see if the cards can reveal exactly her mind and what happened. And I just want to tap into the energy of exactly what was going on. Why did it take such a drastic turn? They have the whole trial on the internet on YouTube. It was about 4 hours long. I watched the whole thing. It was so good. It was so sad. If you guys want to check it out, you can check it out. But I think it's the Tiffany Moss trial. She was charged with definitely murder, starvation, and all kinds of charges she had on her. You guys can check it out. But the one thing, though, that really stood out to me is how she has such power over Imani's father. Iman helped her when they both panicked. Once Imani was determined dead by Tiffany, I believe she's the one who found her. Iman tried to help her cover up the body. He tried to cremate his daughter in a trash can, okay, to get rid of her body. So it's very sad to see the type of power that she had over that man, okay. And all of this happened due to Tiffany not being able to work anymore and her hatred that she had for a 10-year-old girl, okay. So we're going to take some cards and we're going to tap into this energy, you guys, and we are going to see what we can get out of the Just Breathe Oracle deck. I'm gonna move the rest right over here. I have this incense burning today, you guys. They smell so good. I got this whole little kit from the thrift store. It comes with all kind of incense. So I'm gonna see if I can just leave these right here, though. We're gonna leave our incense right here. All right. Okay, you guys. So after doing some research, I found out that Iman met Tiffany in church. He used to go to church all the time with his daughter, Imani, and that's how he met her. He said that he was just getting out of a relationship. He was a single father, and he was definitely interested in finding a nice woman to help him with his daughter, okay? So when he met Tiffany, she didn't have any children. He ended up having children with her. He described her as being a very nice woman. He was impressed by her being a preschool teacher, and she was came across as very domesticated and just a very good catch, and they ended up falling for each other. So I'm not sure what happened with Imani, but I'm going to ask the Just Breathe Oracle deck exactly. Let's tap in a little energy of Tiffany in the beginning. Let's see what this is. Okay. So what the first card that came out is Watching Tarot to Spy on You. And before I continue, when I do readings like this, I have to use my intuition a lot. So that means that not everything on the card is going to be exactly what's going on, okay? So this doesn't mean that Tiffany was really watching tarot to spy on Iman, but this means is that she had her eye on Iman, okay, with these eyes. So you gotta use your intuition, okay? So which means she's always had her eye on Iman. Maybe when they were going to the same church, okay? Maybe she was also looking for somebody as well, okay? So what I'm thinking is that she knew that she didn't have any children, so she's seen a man with a small daughter, okay? And I believe she had her eye on him. She definitely had her eye with these big eyes. She definitely had her eyes on Iman. She probably had her eyes on him before he even knew who she was, okay? I believe that she probably was attracted to him. He used to come to church. He had a small daughter. He definitely seemed like somebody that she can do her magic, her dark magic. He definitely was somebody that she can do her dark magic on, okay? What else could you tell me about this energy? Wow, spiritually coming for you came out. Okay. So we have, these are both cards kind of like I'm gonna get you kind of cards, okay? Watching Tarot to spy on you. Like I said, this does not have to be actual sparrow. This just means that she had her eye on this man, okay? Spiritually coming for you. What I'm getting from spiritually coming from you is that Tiffany, she definitely was a dark, I'm getting kind of like dark priest. Dark priest doesn't always have to be somebody that's spiritual. It can just means you can be spiritual but not knowing that you're spiritual. Say somebody that holds the Jezebel spirit. An Incubus succubus kind of spirit, okay? You may not know that you're an Incubus succubus kind of spirit, but you would definitely find out with things that transpire in your life. Say for example, Tiffany. This woman definitely had a Incubus succubus spirit attached to her. You can just see the way the whole thing played out. If you can starve somebody, you definitely have evil entities attached to you, okay? Because that's a slow death, okay? That's a painful, slow death. If you can do that to somebody, there's definitely something wrong with you, okay? So her intentions was never good. She was never a good person, but she knew how to play it off, okay? So she was always spiritually coming for this man. She had this man. She knew that she wanted this man, and I believe it's before he even knew who she was. She had her eye on this man. I believe this man came across as very vulnerable. He's if you listen to him speak, very weak man. And the reason why I use the word weak, I don't even like using the word weak when I describe men, but with him, I will say that I have confidence saying that because of the way he would respond to just the way that he responded, okay? Even when Tiffany reported his daughter dead to him, I'm sorry, okay. When she called Iman and said that I think something is wrong with Iman and she's not moving, I believe she had passed away, he decided to finish off his shift, okay? He never took control. He never put his foot down. He gave Tiffany full control. And I believe that she knew that he was this kind of man. She's the kind of woman that can seek out a weak spirit. Okay, she has a Jezebel spirit attached to her, and she's definitely an succubus type of person. Okay, and she knew, she had her eyes on Iman. She could see his vulnerability. She knew that he was somebody looking for somebody to help him with his young daughter. He was a single father. He was very vulnerable. Okay, and she's seen that, and she took full advantage of that. Okay, she took full advantage of that. Okay, what else could you tell me about this? What else could you tell me about this? Okay, let's see what this is. Group of witches and warlocks. This woman definitely was a witch. You know, I'm just getting... When you see this woman, okay, first off, she decided to represent herself in court, okay? She said absolutely nothing in court.
Tiffany Moss is representing herself, and just like with every other witness, she declined to cross-examine her husband. 11 Alive's Caitlin Ross was inside that courtroom. Caitlin, did she show any emotion during the testimony, any reaction whatsoever?
No emotion at all. It was really bizarre. You just watched her just sit there stone-faced. She did actually keep eye contact with her husband the entire time. She kept really trying to look at him, trying to focus on him. He refused to look at her. I thought it was really telling when he was led out of the courtroom in handcuffs. She was staring at him the entire time. He refused to look back at her. And while he was on the stand, he didn't make any excuses for what they had done.
What I did was when the incident happened, to call 911, and when I didn't, I put myself in a bad bind. Because she said, I'm on probation, I don't want to go to jail. It don't make any sense. I guess out of love.
This man said out of love, he decided to help Tiffany cover up the murder of his daughter, Imani. What about the love for Imani? This man was completely gone. When they were talking about all these crazy crimes that she did, the bruises on Imani, how she weighed, the girl was 10 pounds, and when she died, she weighed 33 pounds, which is, you know, some 3-year-olds weigh that. The girl was 10 years old. They said she had absolutely no food in her body when they did her autopsy, her medical exam. She had a very, very bad medical exam, and they were explaining to, you know, the jury and everybody exactly what they found with Imani. And Tiffany was just sitting there with a blank stare, looking very demonic.
Tiffany telling you about what you needed to do at that point?
She was saying that we can't call 911, we can't do that. We got to hide the body.
Day 2 of the murder trial of Tiffany Moss. Some chilling words said there today. The stepmom is accused of starving 10-year-old Imani Moss to death.
Now, we told you yesterday to look out for the husband. He's going to be taking the stand, which he did today. He took a plea deal to avoid the death penalty, and today he testified against his wife.
Tiffany Moss still has yet to speak. She's saying nothing. No cross-examination with her husband, nothing. And when her husband, Iman, went to leave, he didn't even look at his wife.
And Tiffany watched him leave, but showed little emotion, as you can see right there on your screen. Hope Forward has more on what to watch for next.
Very demonic. This woman was definitely a witch. She had witch vibes. Even when you look at her, she just had very witch vibes. Not a very nice woman at all. But Iman, he was very desperate. I'm getting very desperate. She definitely used her mouthpiece on him, but she never respected him. She knew he was weak when she first laid eyes on him. And she was definitely a very, I'm getting very Black Widow, a very Black Widow-ish type of woman, okay? All right. What else could you tell me about this? I have lovers and friends. Can we be lovers and friends? I just believe that they may have been friends first. I'm just getting that they were friends. But I don't think this woman ever really had very good intentions. I'm not gonna say what I'm getting is like she was just her overall spirit was just, because I have her face in my head right now, you guys, and I'm getting a woman that never really smiled much. Very like her energy was just, she didn't have very high energy. Okay, I have her right in my head right here. Her energy was never really high. She was just very like mellow tone. I'm just getting someone that really didn't have any personality. I just don't get she ever really cracked a joke. Just not really any, very serious woman. But this woman was also a preschool teacher, so I think she knew how to okay. There's a lot of things coming to my head about this woman. Okay, my psycho, what else could you tell me about this? Okay, I got crazy for you. Oh, wow. Okay. So, you guys, I got crazy for you. But right underneath crazy for you is Queen of Swords energy trying to keep you stuck. She wanted this man in her web. What I'm getting is, because I don't think it was financial reasons why she wanted him. But he did work his ass off, because every time you seen him on, it's I'm at work. You guys, this man even took his daughter's body to work with him. When they called themselves discarding the body, and he had to and he disposed her body in his truck, he took his daughter's body with him, okay, to work. And he was going to, I guess, do whatever he had to do after he got off of work. This man, something about her made this man feel like he just had to work. Like that's all he did. Okay. But she didn't have any children, and she was a preschool teacher. So maybe the finances that she did have, I mean, I'm guessing maybe it was enough to just keep her comfortable. But I think she did want a family. It's just something about she just likes to control. I just think that she feels good just having somebody under, yeah. And that's what I'm getting. I think that's why she liked to work with kids. I think she had to be in complete control. I'm just getting a very controlling woman, you guys. I'm just trying to make sure, okay. Let me change the deck. Because I'm not really getting, she did this for financial purposes, because he had just a regular old job, okay? She was a preschool teacher. So I don't think it had anything to do with living a lavish life. I just think this woman just wanted somebody to control. I think she definitely was attracted to Iman, but she didn't know how to love him. She needed a man that was kind of docile, that did everything she said. And that's her idea of a comfortable life. Like having a man, go to work, come home, do what I tell you to do, let's just go to bed, do all over again. She just likes to control somebody, like You know, just as long as you do what I tell you to do, as long as you don't, you know, you raise your voice a little too much to me, you know, as long as you don't take my orders and make me feel comfortable, be good. I feel like that's how she is, but it definitely had to be her way, for sure. And I'm not sure. Okay, let's see what else comes out. So I got crazy for you. So this man definitely was crazy for her. He will work his back off for this woman. Okay, and she was definitely trying to keep him stuck. I think just stuck with work. Like just focus on working. Just focus on, you know, just work. Okay, and that's all that man did was work. I got so tired of that man talking about work when I was watching the documentary and watching the trial. Like work. That's all that man did was work. Okay, he took his, like I said, he took his daughter's body with him to work. Okay, when Tiffany called him and said that Imani passed away, he finished off his shift and came home. That's all that man did was work. So he definitely was under some type of spell. Okay, because I mean, who does that? Okay, so right on top of Lovers and Friends, Gentle Woman came out. So she definitely came across as a very nice woman. Like I said, this woman really did. I'm getting somebody that didn't really talk much. She definitely didn't come across as a mean woman. She just didn't have much personality. But she definitely has some type of witch, like a witchy kind of vibe. Just very witchy. But she obviously has some... This woman was just very, very... she's just not the type of person you would want to piss off. And she looked at kids as very vulnerable. Okay? She looked at kids as very vulnerable. This woman likes to be around people that's vulnerable. She likes to feel like she has all control. This woman may have been abused as a child as well. Okay? I think maybe this woman was abused as a child as well, because what I feel people that just want to be around people that's lower than them all the time is because they have... There's times in their life when they felt very vulnerable and very weak, okay? There's somebody in their life that has made them feel like they didn't have any power. So as they got older, they wanted to feel powerful. So everybody around them has to be like, everybody around them has to be at a lower kind of, just not as powerful as them. They had to feel like the most powerful person in the room. That's why she picked a man that was very... I don't believe he was all the way there. I don't. I'm not going to use the word slow, but when you hear him talk, and he just sounds like somebody that's just kind of, I don't want to use the word ditzy, because to me that's kind of not very masculine. What's the word for him? Just very, I guess, ditzy. Just kind of ditzy. Just kind of like, oh, you know, I'm here. Like, you know, just some, you know, just kind of slump. Like, I just don't feel this man, if this man was to put his foot down, she would probably laugh at him. Like, if he ever got pissed off one day, to say, like, you know, just, he's the kind of person that once he finally puts his foot down because he's been getting picked on all day, people will probably laugh at him because they're like, oh, you know, I feel like that's what I'm getting from him. Okay. Let me see. Wow. I also have evil never wins. And this woman definitely never, the evil that she definitely did win because she's on death row. Okay. I'm not sure. I don't believe she's put to death yet, but she's definitely on death row. Okay. But even though Iman, he's definitely not innocent in the situation. But I can only imagine what he went through, though, especially once Tiffany got fired. I can only imagine what happened in his household. What I just kind of just her anger, okay, and then all her anger was towards his 10-year-old daughter. I can only imagine. Actually, I found a clip of him speaking to the people in the court. So let's listen to a little.
2010. Do you recall where you were interviewed by the?
Yes.
Tell the jury how you found out about that and how that happened.
I was at work and I get a phone call from I think a detective. I can't remember her name, but I know I got a phone call from a detective saying I had to come to the police station. They didn't tell me what. They just said I needed an emergency I think it said pertaining to your child, so I just left work, let my manager know, and I just hopped in the car and just drove all the way down there.
Right. While you were at the police department, did you find out that your wife had been accused of beating your child?
Yes, when I got down there.
And did you give a statement to the police in that regard?
Yes, I spoke with the detective.
And did you become aware that she was eventually arrested?
Yes, she got arrested there.
And do you know whatever happened with that case?
She took a plea of probation, 5 years to my knowledge.
Tell me what life was like after that at your house.
It was rough.
Was Tiffany allowed to work as a teacher after that?
No.
Did Tiffany ever work after 2010?
No.
So, what did she do?
Stayed at the house.
Stayed at Pearlie's house?
Yeah. Wherever we were living, she stayed at the house.
Right. Did you feel like her job at that point was to take care of the kids?
Yes.
During the time you were at Pearlie's house, did you ever see any issues with Imani in terms of her weight or?
No.
Did you ever see any problems between Imani and Tiffany while you were at Pearlie's?
Yes.
Tell me about those.
Ever since going back to 2010, ever since then it was like a love-hate relationship.
Tell me, explain to the jury what you mean by a love-hate relationship.
You know, her and Imani was like it was always something, they couldn't get along.
Iman described his wife and daughter's relationship as a love-hate relationship. How do you have a hate relationship with a 10-year-old girl? You can tell that Iman Moss was, I don't believe he was all the way there. I think he was a very overworked man that was in a very serious situation that he just wasn't intelligent enough to get himself out of. I believe he was stuck in a rock and a hard place, and I feel very bad for him. I do. I feel very bad for him in this situation, even though he's definitely not innocent. But I just believe he definitely got himself into something that he wasn't able to get out of, and got wrapped and let the wrong person come into him and his daughter's life, for sure. All right, you guys, let's see what else we can get on Tiffany's energy. Wow, I do have Get Out. Yes, I do have Get Out. And that's right underneath Queen of Swords energy, trying to keep you stuck. So she definitely had him under some type of spell that he needed to get out of. Okay? Whatever spell she had. First off, this woman was so evil. She starved his 10-year-old daughter. Okay? That's one thing. But the way that she did Imani, Imani was a very playful girl. Imani loved her beautiful hair. You see pictures of her looking really, really skinny, just looking like kind of just not the same. First off, Imani was a very beautiful little girl, such a cute little girl. And you can see her go from that to just some really skinny little girl. Her hair was all over her head. You can tell that her caregiver, which was Tiffany, because her dad was always at work. Like I said, work. She lived with Tiffany, so Tiffany really wasn't caring about, her appearance or anything. So Tiffany was definitely, it was very apparent that Tiffany didn't care for Imani very much, okay? Another thing that's really crazy to me is that Tiffany did go live with her grandma for a little bit, but her dad fought to have her back just to do this to her. I don't understand why they wouldn't just let Tiffany stay with stay with the grandma. Instead, Iman fought for Tiffany to come back in his household. And I believe that was because Tiffany definitely pressured him. And I think it's because Tiffany was afraid of everything that Imani would tell the grandma about her. So she pressured Iman to let's go get Imani. And another reason probably why is because she didn't like Imani very much and still wanted Imani to suffer. Okay, she didn't feel like Imani deserved to be at her grandma's house, being loved on. She wanted to continue to she really felt in her heart that Imani should suffer. Okay, so let's see what else the cards tell us about Tiffany. Okay, what else could you tell us about Tiffany Moss? Okay, abortion. Okay, so like I said, you guys, abortion to me is just like I just said. It kind of just co-signs with what I just said. She felt like Imani needed to be punished more and wiped away. You know, in abortion, you know, they pretty much the murder of a fetus, an unborn child, or whatever. She felt like Imani needed to be wiped away. Okay. She did not enjoy taking care of Imani, but there was a part of her that did like to watch Imani suffer. I think this woman she definitely was a narcissist. And the dangerous things about narcissists is that they believe the crazy things that pop up in their head, they believe it. So in her head, she believed that Imani deserved to suffer. She's the kind of, I believe this woman was the kind of woman that said, okay, if I'm suffering, you suffer. If you got me in here suffering, you need to suffer too. You got me in here. I've been, you know, they done took my job away. I'm in this house all day. I don't work. I don't have any money. Now I got to depend on my man for everything. And you get to go to your grandma's house and get loved on while I'm here suffering. No. You need to go get her. She needs to come back she needs to come back home. Not so that we can love her, so that she can suffer more. That is what was in Tiffany's head. Tiffany really believed that Imani needed to suffer because she was suffering, because she did not like the fact that her license was taken away from her. She had child abuse charges on her. I guess it was hard for her to go out and get work, and all the financial burden was on Iman now. And I believe even, you know, she had to depend on him. She no longer had an income, and she was very, very upset with Imani because of that. And she really believed that she should suffer. That's what she believed, you guys. This woman was a narcissist. Okay. What else could you tell me about Tiffany? Okay, what else could you tell me about this? The way the cards is not talking right now, she's very, very stubborn. This is the kind of woman that she just was. I'm just looking at a woman. Okay, first off, she had Imani in the bed. I was just thinking about it, you guys. Oh my God. Okay, so Imani was in that room suffering. Okay, it's just suffering. She definitely didn't. She didn't feed Imani. Okay, she starved Imani. Imani died of starvation. I'm just seeing a woman, like, you know, she plays with her kids, but it's not a real. It's just like a, you know, oh, hi, you know, she. I'm just, you guys, I'm just getting a woman feeding her kids, okay, and then she'll look at the door. Imani would be in her room in the bed. She'll look at the door, and then she just kept going on with her life. I'm just seeing a woman like wiping the counters off. You know, I see her picking up the plates from dinner and just looking at the door, Yeah, she just, yeah. Okay, so let me see. I got coward. So I got coward. And that's why underneath evil never wins. I'm really getting this is Iman's energy. Coward. Yeah. Because he definitely was a coward. Because Tiffany would text Iman all the time. Imani did this, Imani did that. I believe, I remember watching the documentary and they said that she one time got mad and text him, Imani shitted everywhere. I would try to find that clip if I could. I think they said it in court.
Or Imani tried to run away.
Would it be fair to say that a lot of the texts that you got had to do with Tiffany claiming that Imani was misbehaving?
Yes.
So you're her father. What did you do about that?
I didn't do absolutely nothing.
Did you believe your wife when she told you that?
I did.
Why?
I don't know. I had questions, but I did.
Did you ever seek out more family counseling for your child?
I didn't.
Did you ever take her to a doctor to see if she was sick?
I did one time. It was in, we were staying with my mother-in-law, but I didn't stick to the appointment.
So you really didn't take her to the doctor?
I didn't really. I went to one thing.
And when you say that Tiffany was telling you that Imani boo-booed, that means she went to the bathroom, right?
Yes, defecated.
And did you ever see evidence of feces on the wall of your apartment?
No, I didn't.
Did you ever see a bowl with oatmeal and feces in it in the sink?
No.
Let's go to the week, approximately the week of October the 24th of 2013. At that point, had you noticed that Imani was sick?
Yes.
Tell me what you mean, what I mean by sick, or what you mean by sick.
Well, when we moved to Veranda Chase, we were saying what's name, she had a growth spurt, but she was thin, but she started to get thinner when we moved to Veranda Chase.
Whose responsibility did you feel at that point was to feed your child?
During the weekday, Tiffany, and mostly on the weekend it was me.
Right. And on the weekends when you were with Imani, did she eat?
Yes, she would try to eat a lot. Actually, on the weekend she would like try to gouge.
You mean gorge?
Yeah, gorge. I'm sorry.
I don't mean to correct.
So Iman admits that when he was with his daughter ate a unusual amount of food. So to me, he was just trying to block out what was apparent. And what was apparent is that Imani was being abused by his wife. I feel like any logical person could put two and two together. He said his daughter was sick, wasn't looking very well, was obviously ill, and he decided to block it out. Yes, you guys. Iman definitely did not protect his daughter, Imani. And this coward card describes him to the T, because I remember when I was watching the documentary, when I seen them show pictures of him at the convenience store and buying, I believe he bought tape. He bought a huge trash can. I believe he was no longer Imani's father. He was just Tiffany's puppet. And it's really sad, and that's what an succubus spirit can do to somebody like Iman, okay? Somebody who just doesn't have no kind of brain of their own, okay? But he was definitely scared for his wife because she was terrified, okay? And she put a lot of pressure on that man, a lot of pressure. And I believe she told him that, we're both going to get in trouble, which they did. But I believe that if he would have just for once took his daughter's side and looked at Imani and was like, damn, my baby. And right then, if he would have took Imani's side and just, because first off, he did not do the crime, but he made himself an accessory of the crime when he decided to dispose his own daughter's body by trying to cremate her. First off, that's how you can tell that Iman, I believe Tiffany was kind of slow too. I don't think she was the smartest crayon in the bunch. I believe they both were kind of slow, okay? Because they thought that they can cremate Imani. That takes like a technique, okay? You can't just cremate somebody with fire and lighter fluid, okay? So he thought that her body was going to turn into ashes. That's how you can tell that, you know, these people were slow. And the reason why I'm saying she's slow too, because she didn't even tell her husband that that's not possible. But yeah, they just were very, I don't believe Iman always had, like, he definitely turned evil, definitely, but I don't believe that's who he was going. And I believe he did have some love for Imani, but he got sucked in this woman's web, okay? And she put so much fear in him that he decided to just take her side. I don't think that he felt like he could do anything else for Imani. He knew that he knew that he failed her, okay? But when I seen that video of him in the convenience store buying that stuff, I was just like, wow, this man. Tiffany took that man's manhood, okay, from him. Okay, she just took everything from him. Spiritually coming for you. So when she, in the beginning, when I said that she had her eyes on him, okay, you guys, some people just have incubus, succubus spirits in them. It don't even have to be anything that they know. This is just who this woman was. She had it attached to her. Group of witches and warlocks. She had this evil entity attached to her. And her narcissism spotted out his empathism, okay? And that always happens in empath-narcissist dynamic. Not saying that this man was an empath, because he definitely didn't have any empathy for his daughter. But he had a whole lot of empathy for Tiffany, okay? So much that he gave her full power. If a man can take his 10-year-old daughter's dead body with him to work because his wife told him to, that's no longer a man. That's just a thing, okay? But all right, let's see. What else could you tell me about this, okay? So have cute relationship. And that's right underneath get out. So I believe in the beginning, this man thought that this was a good choice. They may have been, I believe a lot of people at church probably said that they make such a cute couple. Okay. Like I said, I think this woman was just like, you know, first off, he met her at church. You know, that alone probably made him feel comfortable, okay, because she was at church. I'm just getting a very, like, you know, how are you? You know, I'm good. You know, I just work. You know, it's just very. I don't believe her voice ever really got very loud. I think she definitely was a polite person, but I think she had demons in her. Okay, like she's the kind of person that she really should not piss off, and she just was very slick with the way that she did things, and she know who to mess with too. Okay, she looked at Iman and Imani as very vulnerable people. Okay. All right. What else could you tell me about this? It seems like they wanted to come out. Official person. Official person. And that's right next to group of witches and warlocks. So she definitely became the official person. Like, he admired Tiffany. Iman admired Tiffany. He admired her. He definitely looked at her as somebody very smart. I believe this man never really had power in any relationships. I believe that I think he likes powerful women because he likes to take more of a docile kind of role in the relationship. I just believe that this man just likes to, I'm getting this very chill, laid back, like, he just looked at her as very powerful. Like, he trusted her word. She was just very dominant. I just think that he believed she had it. Like, you got it, you got it, you got it. Like, he just said, you got it. Like, she was the official person in his life. Like, he trusted this woman. He really trusted her. Okay. Okay, that came out. That might be a little too much. Okay, what else would you? I do have come to me spells was trying to come out. Okay. Come to me. I've seen it again, and I'm seeing a lot of magic stuff. Let me see what actually pops out though. I'm getting very dark priestess from Tiffany. I believe she's definitely a dark priestess. I believe she has a lot of evil entities attached to her, and she's definitely a Jezebel, Incubus, Succubus spirit for sure. Okay. All right, and she didn't talk much. She definitely didn't talk much. I believe she was always the quiet person. I believe she had, people probably described her as very quiet, but polite. I believe I think she came across as very polite. But my cards is really not trying to speak. I don't believe this woman talked much. Okay. Let me change the deck. I also have she won't let me go. So that's what what I'm getting is that if this man ever really did try to get away from this woman, he probably wouldn't be able to. So I'm kind of popping in my head that maybe he tried to get away from her before. He probably had a really hard time, especially if he had 2 kids by her. I don't think this man was trapped, okay? And this is a very, very strong grip that she had on him, a very strong grip. Incomplete. My life is incomplete. Yeah. If they did ever separate, he felt very incomplete. Like, without you, girl, my life is incomplete. This is not a very singing matter, but y'all know the song Incomplete. Like, that's right underneath coward. He was wow, you guys. I got crazy for you. Coward, incomplete. He definitely loved this woman. He loved her. He loved her. He loved this woman. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't want to say this, but I don't think Imani stood a chance when it came to her father and Tiffany. I believe he made his choice, and it was definitely Tiffany. It was not Imani. I'm getting that Iman struggled a lot. I'm not sure what happened with. I think I did hear that Imani's mother was on drugs. I do think I heard that. From all the things that I watched on the story. I do believe the mother was on drugs. I believe he struggled being a single father. And I do think that he looked at Tiffany as like a savior, like an official person. I believe when she came into his life, he definitely was happy. I'm just getting a man that was very grateful, very happy. He did not mind taking the more submissive role in the relationship, because I don't believe he had a lot of power anyway. I believe this man was just very he definitely wasn't all the way there. I'm not saying, I won't say dumb, just somebody who really who probably was always overworked, overwhelmed, didn't really like to give their mind to too much. He didn't really like to think much about things. So a woman that took over and that was very dominant fit him, because he didn't want to do the shit anyway, because he didn't like to think that much. But yeah, he definitely loved this woman. Okay. All right. What else can you tell me about this? Okay, let's see what this. Wow, you guys, a Band-Aid. A Band-Aid came out of my deck. Wow, that's crazy. This man was definitely wounded. I'm getting wounded. Like, maybe he was just struggling. He was struggling before Tiffany. Okay. I believe the relationship with Imani's mother was hurtful. Okay. What else could you tell me about this? And you guys, I'm telling the story about what happened to Imani, but this was really more tapping into like the beginning and why this happened, and just really tapping into Tiffany's energy. If you really want to hear about the story about Imani Moss, they have plenty of videos on YouTube that would tell exactly her story. But this is really getting into the energy of Tiffany. Okay, if you feel like I'm not really talking about Imani, this video was to talk about Tiffany. Okay. Okay, let's see what this is. That fell on the floor. Let me get that, you guys. Keep your spells to yourself. They don't work on me. Okay, so, like I said, I'm getting very dark priestess vibes from Tiffany. I don't think this is something that I don't know, you guys. She may have practiced some type of magic, because people be into spirituality you never really even know. But like I said, don't get the shit twisted. Not everybody's in. There's dark witches and there's light witches. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that, but there's dark witches and there's light witches. This is definitely some dark shit. Okay, the real dark shit. This woman was just she was just definitely evil, but knew how to play it off. She knew how to be polite, and then she had a very evil. This is not the kind of woman you want to piss off, especially if you're a child. You know how I said this coward energy was for Iman? It's also for Imani, because I'm getting Imani. I don't know if she was bullied. She was either bullied or abused as a child. Okay, she felt very powerless as a child. As she got older, I think she liked to be around people that did not have much power. I think that's why she liked being around children. I'm not saying she hurt all children, but I just think that she liked feeling like she was the powerful one. She was the one with the authority. Okay? And Imani's teachers, I'm gonna play a clip actually of what one of Imani's teachers had to say about her.
Imani's behavior in your classroom, was she ever disrespectful in your classroom?
Never.
Okay. What about her obedience to you? In other words, was she ever defiant or disobedient where you had to take disciplinary action?
No, the only, she was precious. It was a blessing to have her in my classroom. She, the only issue we had was having her homework completed on a regular basis. She had difficulty completing her homework. The only outburst that I ever had was she cried because we had these behavior sheets that we had to write on, just to keep a record, and I was going to write down that she didn't complete her homework, and she cried, and I told her it would be okay.
But yeah, I believe Imani's spirit, if Imani was a very sweet girl, wanted to please everybody, but just loved her brothers, loved her sisters, just very loving, around somebody like Tiffany definitely seen that as a weakness. It probably irritated Tiffany's demons, because when you hold a lot of light and you're around people with demons and they're in their dark side, it would definitely irritate their demons, and they wouldn't know how to handle you. They would do their best to dim your light, and the way that Tiffany dimmed Imani's light is making sure, like, Imani used to have this beautiful hair. She cut her hair off. She didn't feed her. Imani no longer had that bright light of being this beautiful little girl. She tried to bring Imani down with her appearance, just everything. She just tried to take Imani's soul, because this woman has very evil entities attached to her. This woman couldn't stand the light, okay? And that's why she had her eyes on Iman, because Iman, I don't think I wouldn't say he gave a bright light. He just gave somebody that would just give their light away, like, just here, take it, okay? I don't even want to know more. Like, he was just very mentally depleted, okay? I believe that he just was like, who can help me with this little girl? I believe that was his demeanor, okay? She just, something happened to her as a child too. I believe that she just felt very weak, like she didn't have any power. Okay. What else could you tell me about this? Oh, wow. Whew. Okay, these cards is not one to talk. You know what's crazy, you guys? Is that on that trial, Tiffany said nothing. Absolutely nothing. So when I'm telling you that this woman didn't talk, this woman didn't talk. I'm going to show you guys clips. This woman just sat there with a blank stare. She didn't want a lawyer. She just sat there with a blank stare and said absolutely nothing. This woman didn't talk much, okay? Especially when this happened. This woman did not talk much. You can, okay. Let's see what, wow. It says she is only good to drive away the enemy. So, but she is only good to drive away the enemy is that this woman, pretty much what that means is that this woman probably, when she's angry, she probably yells and screams like she was only good to drive away the enemy. Like this woman can drive away somebody's enemy with her demeanor. So I'm getting that she did have, that she could get mad and she could say some hurtful things. She definitely can get mad and use her mouth and say some very hurtful things. This is kind of, this is from a scripture in the Bible, but I didn't write down a scripture. I usually do. So I'm not sure exactly where. I believe this is in the Apocrypha, but this is like pretty much describing like the kind of woman that's only good to drive away the enemy. Like somebody just has a lot of anger. Like if you have any enemies, this woman will drive them away. Okay. They won't be able to take it. Okay. So let me see. Okay, that's a little too many cards. We're gonna end this really soon. The Most High God, what else can we? Ooh, that dog was loud. Okay, those are flying on the floor. So we got karma eating that ass. Yeah, so this woman definitely received a lot of karma. Ain't no telling what's going on in jail, how she's being treated in prison. Okay, there's no telling how she's being treated in prison. But we're gonna get a conclusion for the story, you guys. I just wanted to tap into this energy. Like I said, I like to challenge myself, tapping into the energy and doing a little crime talk. But this was a very, very sad situation for Imani Moss, a very beautiful girl. And it's really sad how her life took a drastic turn. But God was definitely watching over Imani, and he called her home. She's no longer suffering, because starvation is a very... That I'm sure that was so painful for that little girl, so painful. Like I said, if you guys want to hear more about the story and actually find out exactly what happened to her a little bit more, there's plenty of stories. Just type in Imani Moss. There's so many people covering the story. And also you can watch the full trial, Tiffany's full trial. Well, Tiffany and Imani, because they both were on trial. They both got sent to prison, I'm sorry. You can watch the whole 4-hour trial on YouTube. Very interesting. Okay. I got 10 of Cups. And, yeah. Iman definitely felt like his family was complete when he got with Tiffany. I don't think he did not think that. She definitely didn't give him this kind of vibes. That's probably why all this happened underneath Iman's nose, because I think through the midst of all of this, he still held his wife in high honors. Official person, he still held her in high honors. Okay, he still had a lot of compassion and love for his wife, even in the midst of all this. I think that he had more sympathy for his wife than Imani. Okay, but yeah. Okay, you guys, let's see what this is. We're gonna end this really soon. Light witch. But she definitely wasn't a light witch. I'm getting that this is Imani's energy. Not saying Imani was a witch, but I believe Imani had a lot of light. I think she was a very positive little girl. I think she spread love and positivity, and I believe that it definitely irritated Tiffany's demons. Imani probably was the kind of child that even when she used to get whoopings and Tiffany probably said a lot of mean things to her. I believe that Imani was the type of person that would get her whoop and cry and then still be back the same positive, sweet little girl. It was really hard to break Imani's spirit. I think that's why she decided to torture the little girl, because it was very, very hard to break Imani's spirit. I believe Imani was still smiling when Tiffany decided to cut off her hair, when Imani didn't have all the nice clothes. Whatever she decided to do to Imani, Imani still stayed a positive girl. She still smiled. She still loved her brother and sister. She could not break that little girl's spirit. So I believe that's why she was like this, because she cannot break her spirit. I just see a little girl still smiling, still loving, still saying, probably still telling Tiffany that she loves her. She probably still say, good night, love you. She says, I love you, Daddy. She probably still did that in the midst of being in pain and hair cut off and being bruised up. She still loved them. And I believe that she reminded Tiffany of her demons all the time, just being a very bright little girl. And unfortunately, the spirit that Tiffany had inside of her, she had to have dominance over Imani, and she wanted to watch Imani shrivel away. Unfortunately, there was something inside of Tiffany that made her feel powerful watching this little girl just wither away. Okay, very, very, very sad situation. Let's get one more. Death spells. The last one is death spells. This woman, like I said, I'm not getting practice spirituality, even though I'm getting it a little bit, but not much. But this woman definitely was a witch. Okay, she definitely was a witch. Definitely. Death spells. Okay. This woman had a very evil entity attached to her. But thank you for tuning in to Just Breathe Oracles, okay? This is our crime chat edition, and I will see you guys next time, okay? Ta-ta now.